Never thought I would have to be making this video on January 27th, 2018. So, we're gonna try and make this video, like I always say, a quick video, but because we're not gonna be doing a makeup tutorial, we're not gonna be doing a review, we're not gonna be doing none of that. We're gonna have a conversation. You guys have probably heard by now, and you've probably heard from every beauty guru out there about this controversial foundation and this controversial brand. And yes, I am talking about Tarte. And I think that it'd be wrong for me to even have a YouTube channel with my small following. And for me to be a woman of color, a person of color, and for me to not use my small platform to not say something would be absolutely ludicrous. And if you guys have been living under a rock for the past month and a half, which I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about it from somebody, from one of your YouTube followers, or from one of your beauty girls, or even from social media. So, Tarte released their very infamous shady Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. And if we want to take it back as some background knowledge, Tarte Cosmetics released a Shape Tape Concealer, which is what I'm holding up right now, back in November of 2016. It got some hype, and coming into 2017, it blew up. Everybody started using it. By the end of 2017, it became the #1 most popular, most used concealer, not only in the United States, but worldwide. So Tarte released a sneak peek that was also released by Trend Mood that said, hey, there is a works for a foundation, probably a month back, probably around December, the end of December. So we're just like,
oh my gosh, this is gonna be the most lit release of 2018. This is gonna kill everybody, and it's only in January.
So everybody was hype about it, right? And then Tarte decided to release the shade range. And I'm not even sure if I seen the shade range on Trend Mood first or where I seen it. And I seen the shade range and I was like, what in the fucking 50 Shades of Becky is this? I'm looking and looking, and you know how you just look at something and you're just kind of confused about what to say about it? This is me looking at the swatches of the foundation because I'm trying to understand, one, who approved this foundation, two, nobody in Tarte's meeting said something, three, there's nobody that works at Tarte that is my skin color, at least, or four, why would they think this would be okay to release? Now let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Tarte did it on purpose, and that's what pisses me off even more. They did it on purpose. They did it on purpose because some brands, because Tarte is infamous for lacking shade range. What I'm not understanding is, why would you do it with this release, knowing that everybody uses your concealer? Down to Nima Tang, and she wears a $4.90 in the Fenty foundation. I wear a $4.30. She is so many shades far apart from me. So I would hate to even know how she feels to look at this foundation and be like, wow, that could be my brightening shade right there. The darkest shade could be a brightening shade for her. She even found a concealer that she can highlight with, and she is the darkest shade. I'm gonna leave her channel link down below because she always has a series called The Darkest Shade, where she tests out the darkest shades and foundations, you know, that don't make her look crazy like Tarte tried it. But the fact that she found a concealer, Mahogany, even though they did extend their shade ranges later, she found a concealer that she can highlight with, which would probably be my contour, you know. So for her to not even be able to even try the foundation out, I can't even try the foundation out because these 3 shades that Tarte decided to slap on the end and be like, yeah, we're going to give it to them and they're going to eat it up and we're just not going to say nothing about it. Oh, did that backlash on y'all. Oh, did that backlash on y'all. Because not only is my undertone so difficult to match, the only foundation that I have a semi-perfect match is Fenty's foundation. I don't even have a matching Estee Lauder Doughboy, and they have, what, 30, 33 shades, 30 to 40 shades around that. I don't even have a perfect match in that foundation. Here's my thing. The thing that pisses me off, because they did it on purpose, they did it on purpose. And I'm going to get into that now. And the reason I say that they did it on purpose is because Tarte is infamous for having a lack of shade ranges. I didn't pick up the Tarte Shake Team Concealer until later when they released more shades. Because Tan Sand, which is the shade that I use, which is probably a smidge too light, wasn't released at first. There was only Tan and then Deep. And then they threw Tan Sand in the middle. They are infamous for doing this. So Tarte was like, oh, let me bring up some hype. You know, whether it's bad hype. Because ain't no way. Nobody said something in this meeting saying, hey, you might be fucking yourself over with this release by doing this trash shade range. Because, oh, let's not even forget about the women of color. We're not even going to think about the women of color. We're not going to think about the Indians. We're not going to think about the medium skin tones. We're not even going to think about that, because I seen Alyssa Ashley, she wears around, what, a 390 in a Fenty foundation. Quite a shades lighter than me. She doesn't even have a shade. So it's just, Tarte was just like, completely forget all our Indian sisters, our light skinned sisters. They don't even have a shade. They basically have to choose between the fucking 41 shades of white and beige and then the shade of one mahogany. And they can make work with that. And not to mention the foundation is $39. Who is gonna spend $78 plus tax to buy 2 foundations when y'all ain't even out here supporting the sisters and brothers of color? I'm confused. I'm so, like, let me say something. When I am genuinely confused about something, I am genuinely confused, because ain't no way. And that's why it pisses me off even more, because ain't no way. It doesn't make sense. That's why I know they did it on purpose, because ain't no way this passed in the meeting. Everybody thought together and was like, we're going to piss everybody off and get hype. Why would you even want that type of hype? That is so backwards. And the fact that when this was released on Treadmood, I was hyped for it. I was hyped for it. I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to get the shade Deep or Mahogany. That's going to be my skin color, you know. Oh, I'm going to going to get the matte foundation, because, you know, I got oily combo skin. I was going to get the matte version, you know. I was going to be popping out here, you know. I was so excited. And then the shade ray released. And when I tell you, I put down my Shape Tape. And you can't get me to put down my Shape Tape for nothing. I stopped using my Shape Tape. And the thing is, Tarte isn't even a good, reputable brand for me. So my mother just called me. And I had to take that phone call because she was buying me Chipotle. But the sun is going down. So I'm going to go ahead and try and finish this video off as quick as possible. But what I was saying was, there are 3 products I use religiously from Tarte. Which is the Clay Pad. That's hard to say. Which is the Clay Play 1. Which is the original Clay Play, because I used to live for this contour shade right here. But I stopped using that and I started using the It's My Ray Ray palette. And I use this shade, which is basically the same thing. The second product is obviously the Shape Tape Concealer. This was the hardest to put down because I absolutely love this concealer, especially to prime my lids. I can do something underneath the eyes. I can use another concealer. But to prime my lids, I absolutely loved this concealer. I put this down and I've been using my Maybelline concealer. And I just made an order at Ulta for the new Makeup Revolution concealer, which I'm going to do a video on when it comes in, which is supposed to be a dupe for this. So, Tarte, you're still canceled. And the last thing that I use is this dual-ended bronze and highlight brush. And I just use it to set my powder in. I did use it today because I honestly forgot it was a Tarte brush. And I'm so used to grabbing it, I forgot. But it's like I had to put down all of my Tarte products because honestly the disrespect is just at a new high. I can't support it. And I also own that trash hybrid gel foundation that broke me out that I threw somewhere in my last video. So now it's just, I don't even know where it is in the room, to be honest with you. I threw that shit somewhere. And I actually forgot about this, but I had the Tarte mascara that I got in a boxy charm, as well as a lip liner, which I'm not even sure where I put it, but it's somewhere. I just had it, but it's like I don't get it. Like, I just really think Tarte did it on purpose, and that's what pisses me off even more. Because if Maybelline can expand their foundation range in their drugstore, you can too. You have more than enough money in your budget. And for them to say, oh, well, we're releasing more shades in the summer because, you know, your skin tone changes from the winter to the summertime. What? I could have sworn I was this chocolate melanin all year. I might go from using 355 in my Maybelline foundation in the winter to mixing 358 and 355 to get a little bit of a darker color, a smidge. But why even your statement is saying you did this foundation for white folks. And I have nothing against white folks. I watch so many Caucasian beauty girls, and I am so glad that so many people are using their voice, because this is outrageously ludicrous and ridiculous and disrespectful. It's disrespectful whatever way you put it. And for them to say, well, we're releasing 10 more shades. No, Tarte, you're releasing 5 more shades. And even that isn't going to go to the extent, and it's not going to cover your asses. Because guess what? I see so many people saying, oh, well, I'm not going to use the foundations until they come out with the new shades. I'm not even gonna be looking forward to your review when the new shades come out, because guess what? I'm still not gonna buy it. Why would I buy it months later when they decide to release it? Because we're an afterthought, apparently, that you have to release your shades in the summer. Why would I want to buy it then? You should have released it when you first launched it. You should have just waited to launch the foundation, period, in the summer. Since you're releasing more shades, you should have released it in the summertime when the full shade spectrum was complete, period. And that's it. There is no excuse. Because I seen a comment, which I thought was actually funny. Somebody said, have y'all realized that Tarte released 50 Shades of Becky, and the 2 deepest shades that they actually put out is actually contouring shades to correspond with the 50 Shades of Becky? And I thought about it. I was like, that's actually right. And I can't wrap my head around it. The fact that this has made me actually put down some of my most loved products. I mean, Tarte was already shady as hell that they discontinued this palette, this good palette where we actually had a contour shade in it, and they revamped this palette with the same name, same out of packaging, discontinued this original palette without no notice. They still haven't spoken on it, that they have discontinued it. And they put I think, what was it? Maybe it was, I feel like it was probably terracotta. I feel like it's probably terracotta they put in the new palette, which goes from being a all-inclusive palette to a Becky palette again. So you really took out this all-inclusive palette that I can actually contour with, and you revamped it, discontinued the original one, and the one that y'all put out with that glittery ass highlight that nobody wears, and a blush that doesn't fit on me, and that bronzer that's basically a face color for me. that was already shady from the beginning. But I actually still adore this palette. I still used it because I still loved it. But after that release, Tarte is so canceled in my book. They have no way to, they have no way to save their asses. I will not be buying the new foundation when it releases in the summertime because I'm pretty sure I'm still not going to be able to find a shade. I think Tarte did it on purpose because they wanted hype, whether it was good hype or bad hype, because their brand was falling off their asses with all these releases. And not to mention trend mood. Like, you over here being like, oh, you're supposed to be unbiased. No, you're supposed to use your platform to speak for good. And it didn't take you until like a week or so after the release, when you been knew about the shade range and been knew about the foundation, and you seen those comments coming in about all the people being pissed, me being one of them, about the shade range, and you didn't say anything until a week or so after the release, when Ulta decided to not even carry the foundation until they release more shades. Now you want to write a statement saying, well, all brands should be inclusive, and I know I was wrong for not talking about it. No, Trendwood, you're canceled. I'ma still use you to, get my makeup information, but you're canceled. Like, because you found a foundation color and people been on your ass even more about it. Now you're just like, well, I should have, and I didn't say it was about Tarte. No, keep it 100. Keep it 100. People been flaming your ass about the Tarte thing because you haven't said anything. You have this huge platform and you haven't said anything. So now people been flaming your ass. Now you want to say something. And yes, it's not even about Tarte. It's about It Cosmetics. The only thing I own from It Cosmetics is the Universal Brow Pencil that doesn't even work for my eyebrows. And the reason I have that is because I got it in the BoxyCharm. I don't even use it. It's not dark enough for my brows. Universal taupe for who? My hair is dark as hell. That shit doesn't show up on me. My brows are way too light. And I just posted a video. In my time, I just posted my BoxyCharm unboxing and try on, and you can see that is not even dark enough. It Cosmetics just released a foundation, some fucking squeezy tube foundation bullshit with like 2 shades of darkness too. It Cosmetics has been canceled in my book, and you can't even talk about It Cosmetics because It Cosmetics has been canceled in my book. Whatever they release is so standard. Like, I already know I'm not even gonna have a shade in it. I can't wear none of they shit. Because why would I support a brand that, releases 2 dark shades every release? Like, it's 2018 and they still haven't caught up, and they've been like that for years. But for Tarte to know that they just expanded their range in their concealers to fit people, and for them to release a foundation, 2 dark shades in the hydrating formula and 2.5 dark shades in the matte formula, running orange as hell, that's not acceptable. Especially that that the Shape Tape foundation has been the most popular selling product in all of 2017. You know this, you have the budget, you made enough money, and you are disrespectful for doing that to us. You are disrespectful to all of it. And some people are just like, the comments that, this video is going to turn out long because, the more I think about it, the more it pisses me off. And the thing that makes me even more aggravated, and I don't expect people to understand and feel for me, but I would expect people to have common sense and common knowledge and common courtesy and understanding for other people, even though you're not in their shoes. Even James Charles has said it, and I watched James Charles review on a foundation, which I really respected him. I ended up following him for that because he said, me being a person that had a racist past, the way to make things better is not through backlash but through education. And that's where it really made me subscribe to him, because he's saying, like, people educated him about the whole Ebola situation, all the racist stuff that he's made, and he's been educated about it. And for them to be such a popular brand, and they know about this, and they know after Fenty, after Lancome, after Estee Lauder, like after Fenty, and how all of these dark shades were being sold out for so many months because everybody was buying 420, 430, 440, 450, 470, 490, 480. All of our chocolate sisters, whether you like the foundation or not, you had the choice to even be able to try it out because you would be able to find a shade. And that's what irritates me the most, because people just say it's just makeup. No, it is a standard courtesy, and it is a blatant understanding that this is a problem that we shouldn't have to be dealing with, and it's a real life situation that they think of us people, dark-skinned people, chocolate people, African cultures, tan people, and they completely exclude us out, saying we don't even buy makeup, so why even make a shade for them, when statistics have proven that African Americans have been 80% of the sales that go into makeup when we are able to find a shade. So what is so hard to understand? That's why it's so disheartening, because people that are saying y'all are complaining about it, stop, just don't buy it, no need to write paragraphs. We need to tell these brands that it's not acceptable. Just not buying the foundation isn't going to do it, because they're going to think it's okay, because people are going to think, oh, we're just going to buy it because we don't hear nobody talking about it. No, the way to get brands to hear us is to use our voice, whether it's typing, whether it's making videos, whether it's writing statements. We are letting these brands know that it is 2018. Why are we still dealing with stuff we've been dealing with for centuries? It is not acceptable, because it's been shown that it can be done. For Rihanna being her first launch, a singer with a group behind her, and Tarte being a cosmetics line that's been here for years, way before I even knew what the hell a concealer was. For them to be a brand that's been here for so long, and for them to be put down and saying, let me just slap on these 2 shades at the end to make them happy. No, because we know it can be done. If Rihanna Robin Fenty can do it on her first launch and release, 40 shades, whether or not what your thoughts of the foundation is, it can be done, and it needs to be fixed, and it's not acceptable, and it will not be acceptable. And that's all I have to say about this situation. Peace, love, and happiness. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.